Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. Today I wanted to talk to you about burial expenses and benefits from the VA. Not a fun subject, but it is something that we all need to know so our spouses or significant others or family members are aware of this benefit. Oftentimes I see that veteran passes away and nobody knows anything. So I suggest making a folder, a little 2-hole punch with the little prongs, right? You can get a few of those and you put, right on the outside, burial, life insurance, whatever, right? Social Security information, VA benefits like dependent indemnity compensation or surviving spouse pension. All of those things are super important. And when we're gone, our loved ones, we're not there to tell them, hey, make sure you go do this. So we have to have it somewhere, point to it one time, say, hey, look, if anything ever happens, go look in that folder over there or that box or whatever. Have that conversation at least once. So anyway, with that, off my soapbox on that. So please hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Put some comments below. I appreciate it. It helps to get the information out there. So burial expenses are one of the things that VA provides, with the world of death, right? There's also the veteran cemeteries. Also remember that there's also state veteran cemeteries. So you have your national veteran cemeteries, which are functioned by the VA. Then you have state veteran cemeteries, which are almost like subcontractors to the VA. So they have to have the same look, feel, follow the same parameters as the national cemeteries, and they get a kick back from the federal VA to operate. But it's definitely an option. Again, one of my suggestions is while you are alive, go to if you want to be buried in one of these cemeteries, go to one, and pre-register, right? Pay, get your lots situated, all that good stuff. Bring your DD-214, etc. Call them up, schedule an appointment, go down there and get it squared away now. And so with that, the VA offers again burial expenses as well as far as a benefit, and also headstones, medallions, markers. There's also, if by chance you have a loved one who had passed away who is a veteran, there's also the Presidential Memorial Certificate that you can also order. And these are just nice keepsakes to pass down through the generations. It's signed by whoever the current president is at the time. And it's not physically signed by them. It's more of a lithograph signature, but it looks really nice. It's on a nice hardstock paper with the presidential seal on it. And it's just a nice, like I said, memento or keepsake regarding the veterans' service. So those are the Presidential Memorial certificates. So I'll put all the information down below regarding headstones, medallions, markers, the applications for those. If you have a loved one who had already passed, a grandfather, a father, what have you, grandmother, or mother who had served and has passed, and they have a headstone, you may be able to get a marker or a medallion for that. So again, I'll put the information in the description below, so you have access to the application for the headstone, medallions, markers, also the Presidential Memorial Certificate. Now, as far as burial expenses are concerned, it's not much, but it's something, okay? Now, there's two different buckets that the VA looks at when it comes to the death of a veteran and providing monetary benefits for those final expenses. One is non-service connected death. It's $300. So you get $300. However, there is a caveat to that. If the veteran was currently hospitalized or at the time of death hospitalized by the VA, and then they passed away, then that number would go from $300 up to $796. So it more than doubles if they were hospitalized by the VA at the time of death. Now, the other version is, or the other bucket, would be the it's like service connected. If the death was connected to their military service. So much like a service-connected disability, right? So if you could prove that the death was was connected to their military service, then the dollar figure goes up to $2,000 to help with those final expenses. Now, another thing that the VA does, if the veteran is being transported to a VA national cemetery, then either some or all, it just depends, right? So it could be all or it could be some of the travel expenses could be reimbursed. So you'd still pay for it out of pocket, right? But it's a reimbursement thing. So just another thing to be aware of. Now, another, I don't know what you want to call it, tip or suggestion or what have you. My kind of way that I do things is, hey, here's a snapshot of what's kind of available. Don't need to drill into it. Don't need to go into the weeds too far. Burial expenses, period. Travel expenses reimbursed, period. These are the things that are out there. Contact this person. And it could be your local veteran service office, which would be typically a county office. Could be a state veteran service representative or an office. Each state will have some version of a Department of Veterans Affairs at the state level. So regardless of where a person sits as far as a subject matter expert in the various benefits, it's going to be a tough time for that surviving spouse or loved one. So the easier path of, hey, call this person or call that place, or here's the cemetery's phone number in that little folder with the prongs and the 2-hole punch thing I talked about, is helpful, right? So it just makes things a little bit easier, a little more not having to figure it out, just very easy and call this number type of thing. And they will know exactly what to do. And whether this happens, a couple years from now or 30 years from now, at least those phone numbers more than likely would still be in existence because they're typically government agencies that would be providing those services. So it will help your loved one in that time. So with that, I'll go ahead and close it out here. But again, just wanted to thank everybody for all the support. And if you need anything, please put the comments below. I'll try to help out the best I can and answer. And we're a good group of folks anyway, so there'll be other people chiming in if they've dealt with it as well. So with that, thanks again. I appreciate it. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.